Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew, aka SP Quicksilver, and I'm bringing you the third in a series of tutorial videos called Learn Your Role, and today we're going to be looking at the solo mid lane. Now this is the second attempt at doing this video. The first one, the audio got screwed seriously bad, like the audio of the gameplay behind it was really loud, and someone commented on it saying this is awful, and it was, so I took it down. I'm remaking it. It's going to be better. So now we're going to go on to the usual format, take a look at the champions that we like to play in solo mid. So I bet you guys are thinking, why is there a big white question mark on the screen? Well, I've put that there because it's kind of hard to explain who should go mid. It's a very strange lane. Anyone can go mid, and I mean anyone, more or less. It's a very strange lane because there is pushing, there's pulling, and there is creep farming, and there is harassing, and that is something that more or less any character can do. Now in the general meta at the moment, a lot of mid laners are AP, as in ability power, so people like Akali, Morgana, things like that. However, there are teams out there that exist that do things like Galio mid to counter an AP, and other things like they put an AD mid and then an AP bot with a support. So the reason I put a big question mark on the screen is because I wasn't sure who to say to go with this. It's generally an AP character, and our main setup revolves around Morgana. But yeah, so that's why I put the question mark on the screen. So I think this video is basically going to be about the fundamentals of being in the middle lane, things you need to remember, things you need to do in order to help your team out in the best way possible. So let's go and have a look at some gameplay while I talk about what you're going to do. So, part 1, the laning stage. This starts with pulling for your jungler. As you see there, I wait till the 1 minute 55 second mark and I pull blue for my jungler. My jungler is Jarvan, and having me pull the blue buff allows him to complete the blue buff a lot faster and allows him to complete his jungle route a lot faster as well. This is great. It allows the jungler to just get into his stride more and allows him to level up faster. Speaking of level up, that is exactly what you're going to be doing in the middle lane. You're going to be farming the creeps, getting the XP, and leveling up as fast as possible. You level up the fastest in the game in mid lane. If you stay in mid lane for the first 6 to 7 minutes of the game, you level up a lot faster than anyone else on the field. This is because if you look, the distance that the minions have to travel from the base to the centre of the lane is shorter than top and bottom, and you're on your own. You're going to level up a lot faster. So as you see here, I'm farming the creeps, getting that gold, but I'm also harassing. This is what's essential in the laning stage. This was the first time I played against Fizz. This is the Fizz patch. This is post patch with the new masteries and summoner spells, as you can see with the new art in the bottom. And I'm being aggressive, and I'm waiting for him to be aggressive as well. And you see there, the jungle comes in, he uses his flash, he uses his now underpowered flash, but we won't go into that. But yeah, harassing, farming. You see that I'm farming really well, and later on in this game that I play, I'm not going to show you the whole game, obviously, this is going to be a short video, but I do out-creep him very well, and you see there, I've got him down to half health already, and he's only got a Doran's Ring, so I'm doing very well. So farming and pushing, controlling your lane. Allowing to be pushed is not a bad thing, because allowing to be pushed will allow the jungler to gank. As you saw there, the creeps were in the middle, and Fizz was aggressive towards me. He used his pole dance. I'm not sure what the ability is called, but he pushed me, and now I'm pushing him because he's on low health and I want to try and get as much damage in on him as possible. So that's part 1, controlling the lane, farming the creeps, pushing, pulling, allowing to be pushed, and allowing for your jungler to gank. Which brings me on to the next part of this video, the ganking part. Now we're going to talk a little bit about gank defense. Now, as you can see, I've taken a still from the previous video that you just saw. The green areas on the video are where you are least likely to get ganked from. It's very strange that you'll be ganked from these areas unless you are very close to that area, like I am now. The reason it's very unlikely that you're going to get ganked from this area is because it's very easily noticeable to see, and it's very easy to get away from. The orange areas are where you have a kind of a chance to get ganked from. They're very good because they have the brush cover, which allows you to get closer very quickly. However, the red areas on the map are where you are most likely to get ganked from. If a jungler manages to invade the jungle even slightly and just push in that area, the small little circles, the curves on the walls, you can just slip around there without getting aggro on tower. And this is vital for you to know, because If you get caught out of position, you are furthest away from your tower if they gank from that area. It's a very dangerous area. It's something you need to be wary about. Playing Akali isn't that bad because I have my my stealth, that allows me to evade ganks really well, which is why Akali is very strong in mid. But you just need to be wary of that red area. Planting a ward in the river to the bottom or to the top is a very good idea, because from that area you can see the whole area of where they could invade your jungle from. It's very rare that a jungler would invade your jungle from a very far away point, such as the bottom point where you can invade from, and then move all the way up into your area. It's very rare unless they were going for a buff, which is why you need CV with your support character. But we'll go into that later on when we do the support video. Now, I'm basically doing this section because you need to be aware of where you can be ganked from. It's very common for the mid to be ganked a lot because it's close to the jungle and close to the areas that you can gank from. So you need to be aware. Buying a couple of wards early on is not a bad investment. In fact, it's a very good one. If you do not die because you've placed a ward, then it's paid off for itself. So there we go, moving on to part 3. So now on to the third and final part, ganking. Ganking is a potent tool that the solo mid laner possesses. If the enemy solo mid laner is unawares and fails to call missing or MIA, very rare in a ranked game, but in a normal game, then you may come across it that the middle laner fails to call out MIA, and you can take advantage of that by ganking your opponent. In this case, I gank Gangplank really well. My Ignite picks up the kill. Perfect gank, perfect kill. So guys, thanks for watching another video in the series, and I must apologise for the lack of videos. We haven't posted a video for around a month, and that's because I've just had no will at all to do anything, and I apologise. I apologise to Marcus because I'm such a bad team member, but I promise I'll try and get videos out a lot more frequently. I'm trying to get 3 a week. I'm trying. Hopefully at the end of the weekend the solo top lane video should be done, and we will get that out to you as fast as possible. I apologise for the quality of the previous video, it was absolutely awful. Anyway, tune in at the end for a little outtake that occurred when I was when I was recording. It's kind of funny. I thought you might get a giggle out of it. Thanks guys. So now on to the third and final part, ganking, an essential part of being in the mid lane. In this scenario, my teammate Eric, who is SP Kitty Cat, who just died there and just picked up a kill on Blitzcrank, he shouted out that bot needs help. So I said, right, I'm coming on your face. Wah, stop, outtake, done.